Hello everybody, welcome back to the garage of notorious B.O.B. And today we're going to be attempting to install an SW Motech bag on a Honda CTX 700. So for most bikes, this is probably a relatively easy install because it comes with an attachment ring that bolts right onto the gas cap of the motorcycle that's already in place, so typically a metal tank. But as you can see, on the CTX 700, the gas tank is actually on here. There's no filler cap as we know it. Like typically you'll see like a round ring and it's got bolts around it. That's what ring-mounted bags for tank bags are mounted on. It makes it really simple. So for those of us with plastic tanks or fairings that go over the tank, it makes it significantly more difficult. So again, we're going to take this SW Motech day pack and mount it onto this tank. And so the first thing that we need to do is figure out how to mount, where we're going to mount the O-ring. And of course, the best place is going to be here because we still need to have access to the tank. And so what we're going to do is, what I've done is I've purchased another cap cover, fuel tank cover from eBay. It cost me about 20 bucks just to have a spare. That way I can take this one off, the nice and clean and pristine one. I'll take that off and save that for later because I'm actually going to be drilling holes in the cap. And so I bought another one that was used, and because you're never going to see it. So first thing we'll do is we'll remove this. It comes off relatively simply, and then we'll put on the O-ring onto the new fuel door. So I'll show you that once we get that going. All right, so we're back, and now you can see this is actually the other fuel door that I purchased. It's a little scratched up, but it doesn't matter because the tank bag is going to be sitting on top of this. So you can see the O-ring here. When you see it like this, it's pretty standard. It's a pretty regular sized O-ring, and you can see normally this would fit right on top of a gas tank, the filler cap. So all I've done is just mark my positions, drilled some holes, and you can see on the bottom end it comes with these rubber washers, and all I had to do is make some very small modifications to the bottom just to make sure the plastic, those ridges weren't in the way of having a flush mount. So when it goes back on the tank, as you can see in this CTX 700, the fuel cap is down in here, and there's no way to mount this O-ring other than this. And so again, you know, if I would put this on here before I reinstall, you can see it looks just like that. So just like the old one was, except now we have this permanently mounted O-ring, and that's where the bag is going to sit on top of. So eventually, at the end of the day, you know, the bag is going to be clipped to the bike like this, and it'll be clipped in place. So that's the idea of the O-ring. It makes it easy to get on and off. But in order to do that, we had to be able to install this in a permanent way. And again, don't worry about drilling holes. I suggest you just buy an extra tank cap filler or cover. I mean, cost you maybe 20 or 30 bucks off of eBay or some third aftermarket part store. And then just remove the lid, replace it, add your O-ring, and you're good to go. We'll complete the install for the next step coming up here in a second. All right, so we're back. So you can see now, this is a better shot of the lid fully back installed. Just to remove it, you remove these two screws right here, and then the strap screw right there. That's it, and then it just comes right off. So I replaced it. You can see the back side of where that ring is. I'll shut the tank lid, locks in place nice, and there's the ring. So then what happens is on the back side, underneath side of the tank bag is this mount, and you can adjust it. Before you drill it onto the bottom of the bag, you adjust it up and down based on how far up and down you want the bag to be located. And so I just checked to make sure that if it wasn't too far, so it either interfere with my GPS or when I turn the handlebars left and right, and I don't want it too low so it interferes when I sit. And so now when you see this, the locking ring here, this just fits inside of here, and then just locks in place. You just give it a good push, and then that's it. And so now the bag is locked in place, fully installed. Very clean, no straps to mess with. It's a clean install. It's secure. It's not going anywhere. It looks good, and you got more room. And then simply to get the bag off, like if you're gonna go on a trip and then you want to go inside, there's a strap right here. You just pull the strap, and it releases it's sort of like spring tension, and then it releases the bag from the O-ring, and then off you go. So that's it. It's pretty simple, but that's how to get around if you have a plastic tank or a plastic tank fairing and you want to be able to install the a tank bag that's got an O-ring if you want to avoid the straps. So in general, straps are not a bad idea, but I prefer a cleaner look, and that's what this gives you here. So hope you've enjoyed this relatively easy install of the SW Motech, or the SW Motech, if you will, day pack with the O-ring attachment. And this is on the Honda CTX 700. So again, this is from the garage of notorious B.O.B. I want you to go out and B-ride, that's really silly. Go out and be safe while you ride. Have a great time, and we'll see you later. Bye-bye.